A recent video posted by former user Astel Gear has fueled speculation about extraterrestrial life. The footage, supposedly captured with a 3,000mm telescopic lens, shows an unidentified object shining and slowly spinning in the thermosphere. The clip, titled Intelligent Plasma, has left viewers debating its origin, with some believing it to be a groundbreaking sighting. However, not everyone is convinced about it. Skeptics have weighed in, suggesting that the object could simply be a deflated Maillard balloon drifting toward Earth. This sighting adds to the growing catalog of unexplained aerial phenomena, with videos that are increasingly frequent and longer in duration being shared all around the world. From cutting-edge technology to atmospheric anomalies and possible intelligent life, these events keep expanding our understanding of the skies. Is this truly proof of advanced alien technology or simply another case of mistaken identity? The debate continues as experts and enthusiasts seek more answers. Now is the time. You have only 5 seconds to subscribe and like this video. If you don't, this entity will visit you tonight. The TikTok user, Mirandalene11, captured something strange while playing with her son at a local playground. Take a look. The tree seems to move a considerable distance while remaining upright. In the comments section, everything has been suggested, from walking trees to Bigfoot practicing his log throwing technique. But seriously, what do you think is happening here? I'd love to hear your theory in the comments. The next video is from TikTok user Strange Things About. This user is on the beaches of the United Kingdom filming a flock of geese flying just above the water, when suddenly something very strange happens. Watch. The birds seem to disappear. Just like in the previous video, some viewers think it could be an optical illusion or even an edited recording. However, others believe it's a glitch in the Matrix, which suggests that we might be living in a simulated reality. What's going on here? Leave your theories in the comments below. TikTok user Hilldog, 22, has left the internet unsettled with a chilling home security recording that seems to defy any explanation. The user, who works as a caregiver, shared an incident from his third night at a residence with a bedridden patient who hasn't walked in over 2 years. The next morning, after a seemingly quiet night, Hilldog received a motion alert from the house's security system. Curious, they reviewed the footage and were shocked by what they saw. Who appeared in these? Find out. This video shows the patient slowly walking around the house at night, despite a long period of immobility. Strangely, when Hill Dog checked on the patient the next morning, he was sound asleep with no sign that he had moved. The unsettling video has split TikTok users. Some see it as clear paranormal evidence, while others offer more rational explanations. The homeowner reviewed the footage and proposed an alternative explanation. Maybe it was Hill Dog who was sleepwalking, not the patient? Is it a case of mistaken identity, sleepwalking, or something even stranger? The footage has sparked a wide debate. While many people are scratching their heads, one thing is certain: this creepy video will keep circulating on TikTok for some time. In a baffling May 9, 2020 video uploaded by YouTube user DLW Randoms, viewers are left puzzled by a crash that seems to appear from nowhere. The bizarre footage of a car seemingly appearing from nowhere has fueled online speculation, leaving viewers debating whether it's a clever prank, a digital trick, or something even more unexplainable. Watch closely and see if you can spot anything strange. If we watch it again in slow motion, we can see that there are no vehicles in the lane ahead. Suddenly, the white car slows down and brakes to let another car pass, a car that seems to appear out of nowhere. There's no sign of an approach or prior presence, just a sudden appearance that seems to defy the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency and the unidentified anomalous phenomena. In an interview on the Outreach Team's podcast, she described an unidentified anomalous phenomena captured on video. The recent congressional hearings on UAPs have drawn attention regarding these mysterious sightings. The whistleblowers reported UAPs appearing as orbs, disks, and now biological entities such as floating brains. The intelligence documents presented during the hearing suggest that some UAPs could be organic or semi-organic. They exhibit behavior similar to that of living organisms. This is consistent with reports of jellyfish-like objects that have been seen hovering in the atmosphere. Whistleblowers, including ex-United States counterintelligence agents, accuse the government of concealing high-resolution evidence and videos of UAPs. Lawmakers emphasize the need for public disclosure, urging an open debate about non-human intelligence or advanced technology. While skeptics argue that these sightings could be advanced military technology, others see this as a fundamental step toward the confirmation of extraterrestrial life. The strange features of UAPs resembling floating brains, Their color and shape-shifting abilities defy conventional explanations, fueling speculation about advanced district biological life forms, interdimensional entities, and highly classified military technology. The video, shared by Entire Talks, adds a visual element to these revelations, leaving viewers captivated by the strange resemblance to the floating brain described in intelligence reports. Are these objects living entities from another world, or do they represent a leap in human technological innovation? With growing public pressure and high-level hearings, the mystery surrounding UAPs is gaining ground. As lawmakers and whistleblowers demand greater transparency, we may be getting closer to answers. Do you think they come from the stars or secret Earth labs? Could we be witnessing the dawn of an extraterrestrial revelation? Or is it something completely different? Continuing with the previous topic, Reddit is once again witness to another unidentified anomalous phenomena, sighting shared by the user Erdipdown. The video, captured by a private plane, shows something quite strange. An unidentified aerial phenomenon moves across the sky. As the clip nears its end, the unidentified anomalous phenomena accelerates to incredible speeds, heading straight toward the plane. This latest recording adds to the growing trend of unidentified anomalous phenomena, videos making their way onto online forums like Reddit. Many users are starting to connect the dots as they notice what seems to be an unusual increase in leaked footage in recent months. A Reddit commentator, a longtime observer of unidentified anomalous phenomena forums, pointed out the following. I've watched nearly every video posted here over the past 3 or 4 years. But in November, I don't recall seeing any of these before. It's as if someone at the Pentagon is slowly leaking hidden material. It's very strange. Another user agreed with him, saying, "Is it just me not paying attention, or have we seen way more unidentified anomalous phenomena videos lately?" The increase in unidentified anomalous phenomena footage comes shortly after high-level hearings in the United States Congress. The ones we just talked about in the previous segment, these hearings have raised public awareness and scrutiny, and many are wondering if the increase in videos is related to a deliberate slow disclosure program. Could this be the beginning of a broader truth that is being revealed? Or is the sudden influx of unidentified anomalous phenomena footage simply a sign of our collective fascination with the unknown? Let me know what you think about this in the comments. On the YouTube channel Love Sundays, a man named Sin frequently posts videos of his stealth camping adventures. From videos working inside his van to having a camping adventure with his adorable son, Sin is all about van life. In one of his videos, he set out to spend the night by the side of the road with a beautiful view of the ocean. The night went by peacefully as he prepared some dinner and took a walk by the water while eating. When the sun went down, he got into bed ready to get some sleep, but he had no idea that would soon be interrupted. At 2 in the morning, the sound of someone knocking inside the van woke up Sin. His eyes opened immediately, and his heart skipped a beat when he heard the person pulling at the door. Trying to get in made him so anxious he couldn't sleep the rest of the night. While he anxiously lay in bed, listening carefully to whoever was lurking outside, luckily for him, this person must have moved on since he survived to see the next morning. But the simple idea of someone trying to break into your van in the middle of the night is frankly chilling, since you never know if they have sinister intentions. In this unsettling video posted on Instagram by Emotional Story 20, something strange happens in a river. Let's take a look. Something is moving underwater. While the camera remains on the area, you briefly spot something large and dark, suggesting a significant presence below. Near the end, you see big grass clumps ripped out and tossed aside. This indicates something huge and powerful lies beneath the surface. The footage has sparked curiosity and speculation on the internet, with viewers debating what this creature could be. When reports of large and unknown creatures seen in rivers emerge, it sparks the curiosity of both cryptozoologists and wildlife enthusiasts. The possibility of finding a cryptid living in a river like Mekele Mbembe, a creature often described in Central African folklore as a dinosaur-like beast, sparks the imagination. It is said that Mekele Mbembe inhabits the Congo River basin and is depicted with a long neck, a reptilian body, and a herbivorous diet, living in the river and feeding on the surrounding vegetation. However, the identification of such a creature could also be explained in a more prosaic way, with the presence of large, known aquatic animals, depending on the geographical location of this sighting. In American rivers, for example, creatures like manatees can be mistaken for cryptids due to their size and unusual appearance. However, to determine whether a sighting like this is of a cryptid, like Mekele Mbembe, or a known animal, like a manatee, the known location where the video was captured is required. Unfortunately, in this case, it's not clear at all, which makes it harder to speculate about what kind of creature could be causing this commotion in this body of water. The video's source is unknown and lacks context, but 2 guys were mining somewhere late at night when they captured something terrifying. The miner explains that he has been working deep in the mines for many years, and he knows that there are some creatures that exist and live down there. And one night, he gets proof of it when he hears them. This is what he managed to capture. Banging and wailing echo inside the mines. These 2 guys were the only ones at the site at that moment. Frightened by what they're hearing, they simply decide to leave the place, since something could be lurking down there. Maybe we'll never know. In a strange video shared by Debbie Lewis on Facebook, we get a peculiar and fleeting glimpse of what appears to be a strange flying creature. The creature's agile and fast movements have sparked speculation and amazement in the community. Some viewers have suggested that the creature resembles a fairy due to its agile flight patterns and its small, elusive shape. Meanwhile, others wonder if it could be a spirit manifesting as a ghostly orb. The more skeptical observers suggest that it could simply be an insect, captured in a way that exaggerates its appearance and movement. Interestingly, the creature looks much like the one in David Kraft's video. This intriguing footage shows a creature that seems to materialize, disappear, and then reappear. Interestingly, an observer noticed that the creature seemed to leave a trail of vapor as it moved. This suggests some physical interaction with the environment. Another viewer offered a more ethereal explanation, suggesting that it could be the spirit of a small animal, perhaps a cat or a rabbit, manifesting itself in an unusual and visually striking way. But as always, I'll leave that to you for your final judgment. Do you believe in fairies? If so, do you think a fairy could have been caught on camera? Let me know your opinion in the comments. In another intriguing video from Haisha Therese, a strange visual anomaly appears during a vacation at Laquijo Beach in Puerto Rico. While reviewing her footage originally meant to show a water jetpack in action, the user notices a strange black orb that seems to appear out of nowhere. At first, this sighting could easily be dismissed as a camera glitch. However, the mysterious object appears twice in the video, showing a clear reflection of the sun on its surface. This adds to its strangeness. Since then, the user has shared several of the original and slowed down videos, inviting viewers to theorize about the nature of this strange sighting. Is it just a fleeting optical illusion or something stranger? Share your theory in the comments. In a recent post on the Facebook page in Orepriza's style, a series of photographs caught the attention of the internet. These images, taken on March 23, 2024, were taken in the vast open landscape somewhere between Phoenix and Flagstaff, Arizona. The images show a series of mysterious circular rings that sparked comparisons to UFOs because of their unusual and precise formations. In one particular image, there appears to be a fourth circular shape above the others with three smaller lights surrounding it. Could these mysterious shapes really be extraterrestrial spacecraft, as some commenters suggested? While the initial reaction of many viewers might have leaned toward extraterrestrial objects, another theory is that these shapes might be a rare atmospheric phenomenon. These weather-related phenomena can occur under specific conditions, potentially involving reflections or diffractions of light interacting with atmospheric particles create these spectacular visual effects. Despite this scientific explanation, the images still spark debate and fascination on the internet, encapsulating the mystery and allure of the inexplicable. This intriguing video posted on the Planet 282's Instagram account has sparked curiosity and concern among viewers. Check what's being shown. Captured in Allentown, Pennsylvania, the footage shows the skies seemingly undergoing a rapid color change, shifting through a spectrum of tones. To make the event even stranger, a few seconds later it stops and the sky suddenly darkens. The strange event has sparked a wave of speculation and theories among the online community. Several viewers suggested that the light show could be the result of a power plant explosion, possibly similar to what happened in New York in December of 2018. A huge explosion at a power plant in Queens lit up the night sky over parts of New York City with an eerie blue-green hue. The phenomenon happened just after 9 p.m., leaving many Manhattan residents amazed as the sky turned into a neon glow. Numerous people turned to social media to share videos of the bright skyline and commented that it was as bright as day. The flickering blue-green light persisted for several minutes, being captured in several videos online. What? The New York Police Department later confirmed via Twitter that the explosion was responsible for the unusual spectacle, assuring the public that there was no evidence of extraterrestrial activity. Returning to the original footage from Pennsylvania, the explosion at a power plant wasn't the only possible cause suggested. Another viewer raised a more far-fetched possibility, suggesting that the scene could be the result of an electromagnetic pulse or an electromagnetic pulse explosion. Although honestly, this is highly speculative. The video has quickly become a focal point for debate about unusual atmospheric phenomena, with people eager to understand the true cause. This video features a cartoon of a bent, contorted creature behind the visual spectacle. This video shows a cartoon of a bent and contorted creature. The expression on the creature's face is one of disappointment as it sings a somewhat disturbing song, which goes as follows. The song means something like plastic men, women, and children. They want to tickle me. They watch me as I stroke my spine, which is exposed. I'm ashamed of my body. And as if the song wasn't already strange enough, the creature sings it over and over again. In the images, you can also see a plastic family approaching the creature with the intention of tickling it, just as the song says. But what is definitely scarier is the visual part of the video. Since these characters have no mouth or nose, they only have piercing black eyes. Also, at the moment when the creature sings about its spine, it comes out from under its skin. This is certainly strange and disturbing. Shopping video. In this strange video, you see a girl as she talks about her experiences inside a shopping mall. However, as she speaks, you can hear the sound of a toilet flushing. And you can also see two lamps with a disturbing face behind the girl. And at one point, the woman's face freezes and she only moves her mouth. Of course, these effects are made with digital editing. Another effect causes her eyes to blink oddly, each looking in a different direction. Apparently, all of this is to tell the viewer that the video belongs to the YouTube channel. You have schizophrenia. Along with the previous effects, an electronic voice asks, "Is it a squirrel?" referring to the woman's voice. Regarding the woman's face, the effects made on it are done to the rhythm of an electronic song. But even more disturbing is seeing that the face of another woman crying appears on the girl's face, alternating between her wide open eyes and her moving mouth, all to the rhythm of this song. A few seconds later, as her face continues to have the effects described before, her eyes multiply and spread across her body. After a few seconds, her face returns to normal. Her voice is altered so that it matches the squirrel's comment at the beginning of the video. Even though her face returns to normal, the face of the other woman crying keeps appearing several times. And at the end, the comment appears, "Do you have schizophrenia?" implying that if you've seen the distortions in these images, you're a schizophrenic person. Disturbing scream subtitled. In this brief video by Wayfel Dodell, a computer-generated floating head is shown. The face is of a man who moves the parts of his face in a strange way. First, he opens one eye, and at first you see an empty space until an eyeball appears. And the same thing happens with the other eye. Later, he lets out a low scream while dislocating his jaw. After this, his eyes change from blue to completely red, and the video ends. No one knows what it is. What is the purpose of this video? The Weather Service. The following was published through the local 58 community television YouTube channel. At first, everything seems very normal, announcing a warning from the alert system, but then a somewhat unsettling sound starts to be heard. Then it reveals an alert about some kind of weather event, which is unusual for this type of system. A few seconds later, images from a camera positioned to show this weather event appear. In the corner of the screen, you can see the surface of the moon or a planet floating in space. Later, a warning appears, telling viewers not to watch this event without some kind of eye protection. Then the program cuts off, and a blue screen showing the television channel's schedule appears, along with some music. Afterwards, once again, the program is interrupted by a system alert, but this time, the background is red, as if to say that it's a major threat. From the words of the warning, it seemed like the channel or some other kind of signal was trying to block the real information from the public. As with most emergencies or news related to aliens, it's always been suspected that the government tries to hide this information from the public. Well, first citizens are warned not to look at the sky during the night, that they should stay at home. But almost immediately after, an alert appears discrediting the previous one, saying that there is no danger to the public, and all kinds of warnings have been dismissed. It seems that while some are trying to give truthful information, others are trying to hide it by sending contradictory messages, preventing viewers from knowing for sure who is telling the truth and who isn't. In another warning, they ask citizens to leave their homes at that moment. During the rest of the video, several messages can be seen, but they are very hard to read because half of the screen is dark. But there is one that can be understood, and it's the one that invites viewers to look at the moon, while another one appears immediately saying the opposite. Some people think it's a malevolent force playing with people's minds. After these contradictory warnings, which appear for a few more seconds, the video is interrupted by another weather service announcement, which gives a series of incoherent phrases saying, "She is in the light, the moon came. He found me through the mirror, the moonlight, white, white like eyes. Not light, but blood. I drown in it. If you're scared, we'll look together." When this strange message ends, the video continues with an image of the moon, the same moon that one of the people sending the messages had recommended not to look at. Although this video comes close to the limit of weirdness, the YouTube channel it came from is famous for videos of this nature. Apparently, one of its creators, Chris Strouf, had the idea to combine a video full of weather alerts broadcast by the fictional channel, Local 58, which was created to make horror videos full of chilling warnings that try to imitate those made by the government or real weather channels, and in this way, give people the experience of what it would be like to face a completely real catastrophic event. The Minted Sleep Channel. This channel aims to scare people, and it has done so for quite some time. Over the years, it has attracted many subscribers drawn in by its strange and chilling videos. These videos stand out mainly because they feature images that are sensitive and, above all, very confusing. Its viewers have many theories about the origins or the events in the videos, and some think that maybe they're pranks that went wrong, while others claim that they're made by the channel's owner himself, named Meat, who is considered a serial criminal and a cannibal. Over the years, the channel managed to publish 91 videos, which were all eventually deleted and replaced by just one, which he titled No More, ending that way with the wave of disturbing videos that this channel used to publish. From that moment until today, the channel sleep seems to have completely vanished, giving way to other channels on YouTube with similar content. However, there is another channel called Meat Sleep Archives, which contains all the original videos so that fans can analyze them. This time, we will talk about one of these videos in particular, which is titled In the Zone. The images that can be seen in the video are taken inside a basement, and you can hear the voice of a man telling a woman that he has cleaned her up and that she will now live there. He also tells her that he brought her there and that he will make sure she doesn't get cold. In the video, you can also see a container of bleach, an unhygienic bathroom, and a bag. The rest of the video follows the same sequence of images, making viewers think that maybe Meat has someone there. Fans of the content have taken it upon themselves to find out who is behind these disturbing images. However, so far, they haven't discovered anything. And now I'd like you to let me know in the comments section what other YouTube channels you know that are really disturbing. A Russian YouTuber named Tim Frost, known online as Tim Morozov, is mainly famous for investigating haunted places that have a reputation for a lot of paranormal activity. This time, Tim decides to visit a villa that was evacuated precisely because of some mysterious invisible presence. When he gets there, he chooses the creepiest cabin in the place. And unlike most people who usually investigate these kinds of places, Tim decides to install lights in the cabin so he doesn't miss a single detail. After settling in and starting to record, Tim says he saw a mist pass in front of him. However, it's not visible in the video, nothing. But even though the mist didn't appear on camera, the mirror moving next to him is hard to ignore. You can clearly see how this object moves energetically without anyone touching it. Tim inspects the mirror closely by taking it off the wall. At that moment, you hear pearls or necklace beads falling to the floor behind him. But when he turns around and records that area of the room, there's nothing on the floor. Although you might think all of this is staged, what happens next is hard to fake. And while Tim is there recording, you can hear footsteps and then something hits his microphone, making his camera shake. And a few minutes later, the camera light also starts to fail. The next area that Tim decides to explore is the basement. And in this part of the investigation, he decides to take the mirror that moved in the previous room with him. Once there, the man starts taking pictures with his Polaroid camera, and suddenly, a brick falls near him. Although some people suspect that he might have placed it there himself so that it would fall at that exact moment. However, if we look at the image from another perspective, we can see how an orb of light touches the brick just before it falls. So it truly appears to be a paranormal experience. After this, Tim ends the day of investigation, after the few inhabitants of the area confront him and ask him to leave. However, despite the residents' warnings, the YouTuber decides to return the next day and choose another cabin. In this second one, there still seems to be electricity. But just a few minutes after he starts recording, Tim manages to capture a flickering light against a wall that seems to be of unknown origin. It flickers for several minutes and then disappears. Shortly after, he can hear objects falling in another room. The whole house suddenly goes dark, so the YouTuber only has the light from his camera at that moment. It's at that moment when objects fall again, so Tim decides to use a device to continue the energy surrounding him. The energy he detects with the device leads him to the cabin's attic, and while he's there, you can clearly hear the sound of a door creaking. That sound seems to come from the same area as the noise of objects falling. Also, the light from the fixed camera starts flickering again intensely, as if it's about to go out at any moment. Finally, because of all these events, the YouTuber says that this place hides something that can't be explained logically. But as always in these kinds of cases, I'd like to know your opinion in the comments. The strange videotapes. This video was posted by an anonymous YouTuber who barely knew his father, and he found out that he had inherited a box that was full of old video home system tapes. On August 1st, 2011, the man decided to play one of the tapes from the box at random. In the film, it looks like a scene from an old television series. However, when the guy plays it, he realizes that someone recorded over the tape and the images are anything but normal. In the first image, you can see as if someone is watching a woman from a window, and in the next shot, you see a container with water on the floor of a room, and then the shadow of a person holding a shovel appears. After 12 days, the man had watched 6 tapes, and he says that each of them had something terrifying or quite disturbing. In summary, they all seem to be images of the same woman from the beginning, apparently. Whoever this woman is, she was the obsession behind the camera. In one of the tapes, you can see the woman as she puts a letter into a mailbox. Even in another shot, the woman appears with shorter hair, so obviously he has been watching her for a long time. In another tape, you see the man recording his son as he sleeps and even appearing to talk to him. Another recording shows a masked man in a leather suit who the boy thinks might be his father. In fact, he thinks that his father is responsible for all these recordings. However, he needs more evidence. He's seeking something to confirm his father is truly behind this. The boy visits his father's house, takes a safe, and is surprised by its contents when he opens it. First, he sees a chain thick enough to knock someone out. He also finds more memory card tapes along with a doll, which the boy recognizes in one of the tapes. This last accessory definitely links his father to these recordings. And in another shot, there's another disturbing scene with a man behind a mask. Who might be another person also involved in this project, since you can see that someone is holding the camera because it's moving. All these recordings could be one of two things, either some strange artistic project or evidence of a very dark secret that this boy's father was hiding. Which teaches us that if we ever find old tapes of someone we know, it's better to throw them away and not to dig into past situations that could change the way we see that person. The haunted house. This house is located at 3830 McMahon Road in New York. At first glance, the residence seems pleasant. However, don't be fooled by appearances, because it's rumored to hide an energy of pure evil that not even 2 exorcisms have been able to completely remove. The story goes that there is part of a cemetery where about 800 Native Americans were buried around the house. And also, it's suspected that a large part of that cemetery is located underneath the house in question, which was built in that place. And for this reason, it's believed that there's a lot of negativity within its walls. In addition to this, around the 1800s, 2 outlaw brothers used the house as their trophy room. Well, after committing their misdeeds, they would leave people in the attic of the house or also in the basement. Over the years, many people had accidents also in the well near the property. Nowadays, the house has become the perfect place for paranormal investigators to record activity from the beyond. And this time, we'll have the work of a couple named John and Amanda, who are the owners of the website Elevated Blog. This couple intends to bring to light the mystery behind the paranormal activity in the house. These investigators are just starting their careers as ghost hunters, so their reactions tend to be a bit out of control. The tour begins with a guided visit by the current owner of the house, whose name is Daniel Kloss, and who also prevented the demolition of the property. In 2015, Daniel talks a bit about the experiences he has had and also mentions that he thinks he has made a truce with the spirits for having prevented the house from being demolished. He warns them that something sinister is in the place and tells the couple to ignore anything strange they experience. Completely after this conversation, Daniel leaves and lets the couple continue the tour on their own. At the beginning of the video, you can see some small orbs of light and hear a short moan. Then they decide to enter the room of Mary Denis, the youngest daughter of a family who lived in the house during the 70s. And when they enter the room, they find a lot of insects, since it's said that an entity attached to that area attracts insects and they fall to the floor without any explanation. Once they enter that area, the activity starts to increase because shortly after they hear footsteps of someone going down to the basement. And later they manage to capture the voice of a little girl who answers no when asked if she feels okay about the couple spending the night there. After this, they decide to go back to Mary's room, and once there, they ask the same question again. And again, the little girl makes herself known by saying no. However, the couple keeps asking, and this time they ask if they are safe there, to which the girl again answers no. And then another voice says, "Get out," which means get out of here. This spirit seems to follow him throughout the whole tour, but before going back to the previous room, the couple decides to investigate the attic. Once in the attic, John feels something grab his arm and try to pull him forward, so they ask if something grabbed John's arm, and you can clearly hear a male voice saying yes. Afterward, they go downstairs to get their things and leave, but discover they can't exit the house because there's something or someone outside making noises with something metallic. Although it's hard to hear the sound, you can see a translucent human figure outside the house. And once they get close to the front door, you can hear the distant sound of metallic banging. So the couple decides to stay inside the property. The next day, John and Amanda decide to explore the surroundings before leaving the place. Therefore, the couple decides to go into the forest and use the spirit box. They hope to record a voice, and it doesn't take long before they hear someone asking for help. Then they head to a darker part of the forest, and there they manage to record another voice that says, "Yes?" which seems to be, by the way, the same voice that spoke to them in the attic when John felt someone pulling his arm. Whatever resides on this property is definitely very intimidating and very creepy, so it can't be a good place to spend the night. The music video. This video has made a lot of people nervous when watching the images. In it, you can see a man who is listening to music at a train stop. A few seconds later, a girl with a skateboard and somewhat unusual behavior appears. The woman starts swinging her skateboard from side to side. At one point, it seems she's about to push the man onto the train tracks. At that moment, there's no one around to stop her in case she really wants to hit that man. But instead, she writes an obscenity with spray paint about the man who's listening to music and who doesn't even seem to notice. This scene has caused a big stir on social media, and many times it's been claimed that the images are real. However, after doing some research, it was discovered that the scene actually belongs to a music video recorded by the group Kino Pro by Production. And this is important to know, the videos that have been placed in the scene as real, people are not being aware of the true source, and that discredits the work of these artists. Animal encounters. This video was recorded with the TikTok app by some people while they were visiting Australia. At that moment, they were in the sea when they came across a strange specimen that at first glance seems harmless. Judging by the images, it is some kind of very small octopus, so one of the tourists picks it up with his hand to capture it better in his recording. But what these people were completely unaware of was that it was one of the most poisonous species of octopus and animals in general on the entire planet. According to research, this species is capable of biting its victim without the victim feeling the slightest pain, and its venom is powerful enough to send any human straight to the hospital. In fact, on many occasions, despite efforts to help someone who has been bitten by this animal, the person inevitably dies. There is another Australian animal that also seems harmless. At first impression, it's the butcher bird, which, although it looks like any other songbird, is very poisonous because it eats a certain type of beetle. And although they are not prone to attacking people, as you can see in the video, it is very likely that anyone who eats it will become seriously ill. According to research, it is said that it's even very dangerous to handle it or touch its feathers. So the advice is that if you plan to visit Australia, it's better to leave the wildlife alone and not try to get closer than you should. Definitely, most of these videos put your nerves on edge. Sometimes they create a great sense of uncertainty about what could happen. Luckily, it's a relief to know that almost all the people involved in them came out unharmed from all these terrifying experiences.